Hello to you all. My name is Lisanne, and today I will tell you my story. But first, I want to take you up in space. I once saw a documentary about one of the first space travelers, and he was interviewed and asked, "What was the most impressive experience when you were up there?" And he said, "Well, that was when I looked back and I saw the Earth, and I felt so small." And it stuck with me. Don't we all recognize that feeling? Knowing about all the problems in the world, the issues that we face, the scale of it all, it can be very paralyzing. And I felt that way too. What does it really matter? Can I actually make a change? This is me a few years ago. I just graduated from university. I had a master in psychology and business administration, was pursuing a career in consulting. I was totally ready for that. And it never occurred to me that it was even an option to take a completely different path and make an impact. But I did take another path. What happened? Well, I met these two girls, Chantal and Jente. Chantal is a real storyteller and a food passionista, and Jente is a real adventurer, and she invited me to join her for a dumpster dive tour, which means something as going into the city and looking for food that would otherwise be wasted and thrown away. So I joined her, and we came home with bags full of food we collected at supermarkets, the local market, restaurants, and we couldn't even carry it home. And it was not dirty, it was not moldy, it was fresh, delicious, yummy. We collected fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, fresh fish, crispy bread, chocolate. I couldn't even eat it in 1 week myself. And then I thought, if I can collect this amount of good, delicious food in just 2 hours, what is being thrown away in my city in 1 day, or in a week, or in a year? Just imagine that. What's thrown away in the entire world? And then consider that 1 billion people suffer from hunger. We found out that 30 to 50% of the food we produce to eat is not ending up in our stomach. So just imagine the lunch that you just had. For every bite you took, 1 bite was wasted somewhere along the food chain. It can look like this. These are oranges in California, just rotting there because they are not perfect enough, or there are too many of them. It can also look like this, slices that are cut up from bread in a sandwich factory, and this is just a picture from 1 container on 1 day. It can also look like this, wonky vegetables that are not perfect enough and therefore thrown away. 2-legged carrots, heart-shaped tomatoes, oversized pumpkins. They are as healthy and delicious, but still we don't want them. It can also look like this. And when we found out that this was one of the reasons that food is wasted, we thought, let's do something with this topic, and we named ourselves Kromkommer, which means something as crooked cucumber in English. And our mission became saving all these wonky vegetables and making sure they're not going to waste. So how to make people fall in love with these beautiful vegetables again? Well, the best thing to do is prevent it from going to waste in the first place. And the second best thing you can do is make sure it ends up in our stomach again. The other options, like redirecting it to feed cattle, are far less efficient, and you lose all the energy, labor, resources that have gone into it. And that's a big waste. So you don't only waste the product itself, but also the effort that has gone into it. So where do we get all these wonky vegetables? Well, we started building a network of growers. We all know them personally. Here you see some of them. And that's where we source our products. And we wanted to find a way to make people aware of this story, but also to save these wonkies. So we tried to redirect it to feed people and made a product out of it. And it was just an experiment, but the media picked it up and suddenly shops were asking for it. So we started to think bigger. We started a crowdfunding campaign, and we managed to get 100 funders and raised 32,000 euros to make our first batch of soup. We found a big, bold partner who could help us make this soup, and here you see the first batch of wonky tomato soup. We celebrated this with a big party. We did it. We actually made a product. And now it's sold over 170 shops in the Netherlands. We also do a lot of campaigns to make people aware of the story, like this pop-up shop in the center of Utrecht. We spread hundreds of vegetables in the city with a tag saying, "Save me." And you can see all the pictures of people that saved them during the day and made a delicious meal out of it. This is a picture of a big event where we saved 10,000 kilos in one day, and people were actually standing in line for these wonky vegetables. So whoever said they are ugly? This is Gay Pride in Amsterdam, where we handed out crooked cucumbers saying, "I'm not straight either." The best campaign so far. And this is a picture of fans that we have that help us taste our newest soups. And by now we have about 22,000 followers on social media. And without them, we wouldn't be where we are now. So 4 years later, things actually start changing. Retailers putting wonky vegetables on their shelves, a grower managing to convince a retailer to package his crooked cucumbers and put them in the shop, and even a copycat, which might sound like a threat, but actually it's a big compliment because we're doing something worth copying. And then I want to take you back to that space traveler, because I felt like this, feeling like I could not make a change. But if you feel that something can be different, done better, be more healthy, be done with more care, please just start. And if you do, and you start building, you start growing, and you start believing in it, you can really make a change. Thank you.